Hello, welcome back. Well, Houston, we have a problem. It's been all over social media. The story that in the United States city of Houston in Texas, there's been a push there to subpoena sermons from churches in the area. What is going on, James Standish?
Well, this is all part of a story that involves a lawsuit between conservative Christians and a very what you might call progressive or liberal or leftist or whatever you want to call it, city. Mm-hmm. The city passed an ordinance that is ostensibly to protect the human rights of individuals,
some sort of anti-discrimination.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Now,
part of that ordinance says that private businesses cannot discriminate against gay and lesbian people within their ambit. The question is, what if you are a Christian, conservative Christian couple, run a small business, and you don't feel comfortable being part in any way in a same-sex marriage ceremony, as an example?
And this has happened. We've had you come to the cake shop and say, can I please have a cake for my same-sex wedding? They are not comfortable. Ends up in court. Okay.
And the wedding photographer case and the marriage celebrant cases. So these are starting to multiply up. So conservative Christians have gotten together and said, we want to repeal this. There's a mechanism in Houston where if you get enough signatures, you can get something on the ballot, you can get a vote and so forth. Okay. They did that. They collected the signatures. The city conveniently found that the signatures were not appropriate in some way or another. So now the conservative Christian groups are now suing the city. And then the city, in response to that, put out an incredibly broad, invasive subpoena for all kinds of documents, anything that churches have said, and the sermons and so forth, that touched on issues, homosexuality.
Looking for discriminatory language, sort of thing?
But that's not the question in the case, is it? So it was more broadly, I think, an effort to intimidate the churches and possibly to go on, sort of a hunt through everything to take things out and embarrass them and so forth. Yeah. So this caught, of course, a lot of national attention because people are asking themselves, what is the implication for religious freedom when we add a new right to the panoply of rights?
Yeah, well, that's fair enough in Houston in that particular situation. But what about for the rest of us, James? What are the implications for the rest of us?
Sure.
Are there principles or lessons we can take from this?
I think they're very big ones. Very quickly, Houston subsequently narrowed the scope of their subpoena. It's still very broad. For the rest of us, I think we have to keep in mind that maybe people want to tell us that adding protection for gay and lesbians is not going to have an impact on religious freedom. That is fundamentally untrue. So the question is, how do we balance the rights? How do we have rights and respect for gay and lesbians, which I certainly want, but at the same time, we do not compromise religious freedom. The only way to do that is to make sure that the clash of rights is thought about in advance and enunciated in advance, so we don't end up in situations where religious freedom becomes a second-class right and people of faith are marginalized and stigmatized by cities like Houston who use the gay rights issue as a wedge or a hammer on people who disagree with that lifestyle.
Boy, lots more discussion we could be having there, James. But yeah, thanks so much for those insights.
Thank you.